You know, the world is always going to be what it is. It's the world. That's the world we live in. Um, there's always going to be hatred and racism, and the best we can do is to help minimize and to bring awareness to an injustice. Now I could be on here talking about abortion. I could talk about child trafficking. I could talk about um, gun regulations, gang violence, and there are a lot of things in this world that are issues. But there's nothing more pressing than the issue of blacks, African Americans, people that look like me, that are killed because of their skin color. They're killed by police. They are killed by uh, white individuals, people that are non-minorities, that are not of color, that are taking upon themselves to be vigilantes, to bring about their own brand of justice, because they see somebody that is black walking through their neighborhoods, walking down the street, uh, in their stores, driving down the road, smoking, drinking, having a party, dancing, or just not resisting arrest or being in the wrong place at the wrong time and the wrong time of night. I'm from Atlanta, and I've seen my share of racism. Um, I've been pulled over because I fit the description. I've walked past certain individuals and they clench their purse because they see me coming. And so, as a black man, I can understand how tense a person can feel when you get pulled over and you're not sure in this day and age in 2020 whether or not that officer is one of the good ones or he's one of the bad ones. Whether or not, if you don't answer fast enough or you answer appropriately, or the the situation goes south because they feel threatened. You just never know. And as a black man, as somebody's son, as somebody's father, as someone's brother, as a husband, it is scary to go out every single day not knowing whether or not you're going to come home. And I pride myself on trusting in God. I stand firm on who I believe in and what I believe in. And I know that God's going to protect me and he's watching over me. And I believe that wholeheartedly. But what I also understand is that I know when I leave my door, I pray and I make sure that I walk confidently and boldly in who I am, and know that, you know what, that I try to make sure that in every interaction that I have with everybody, that I present my best self. But even when presenting your best self, someone may not always see their best self because they're blinded by their own ideologies, their own fears, their own hatred, um, their own self-teachings of who I am before they have ever even known me or even seen me. And so out in this world, there's always going to be racism. There's always going to be hatred. There's always going to be somebody that's going to spread hate just because of the skin I'm in, because of the melanin that I was born with. Now in this world, there's rioting, there's looting, there's protests, there's a lot of things going on in the world. And my question, the reason why I'm here talking now, today is May 31st. It's Sunday. Tomorrow's June 1st. And there have been many individuals over the last decade, and not just in America, but in other countries all over the world, that have witnessed same situations, similar situations, just as has happened this past weekend with Floyd. You know, there are so many tragedies that are happening similar to this one. You know, I woke up this morning, there's a similar instance that happened in the UK. France had a similar situation, same exact picture of a cop with his knee in the back of a black man face down on the concrete, with his knee resting on his neck, just as it did with Floyd. And so this thing is happening everywhere. And my concern is that tomorrow, when people wake up, we're going to go back to business as normal. And then it'll be another 2 months, and we'll be right back here again. And then we'll boost it up for a little while, and then then that'll be over. So my thing is I'm going to do my part. I don't have a million followers on YouTube. I don't have 1,000 followers on Facebook. I don't have a big following on Periscope and Twitter and all that jazz. All I have is whoever's watching this right now, which may be one, it may be none. But as a black man, as a father, as a son, as a husband, as a brother, I have a responsibility to bring awareness, because racism is everywhere. And I know you could be saying, well, what about all the other issues going on in the world? Yes, those are major issues, but nobody's losing their life over them. No one is going out because they had an abortion and being killed. No one is going out as a member of the LGBTQ and being assaulted, at least not that I'm aware of. And it's not something that is prevalent and ongoing. There's not someone that's going out because they're walking around with their guns and being killed, unless you're black. Now, I may not have all the facts, and that may sound ignorant, and I'm okay about having a discussion about that at another time. But for right now, the matter at hand is that there are African American males, there are black men that look like me, that are having justice done in the middle of the streets. They're being executed. We're being executed. Why? It could be because we are being feared, because there's an inferiority complex against us, because for whatever the reason, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I do know that it is definitely being demonstrated on a day-to-day basis. Walking down the street should not cause a individual to be thrown to the ground and killed when they're yelling, they can't breathe, that they're losing consciousness, they're feeling sick, they're getting ready to throw up, they've defecated on themselves, they've peed on themselves, and no one sits there, the officers around are allowing this. But not only the officers, but the people who watch this. A month ago, we watched a young black man be gunned down, chased by the videographer to be rounded up so that two other white men can shoot him in broad daylight in the middle of the street. So what kind of legacy are we leaving? What kind of legacy are we leaving behind where it's okay? What are we going to do to bring about change? What are we going to do so that we can make sure officers are being trained, make sure that we're doing mental evaluations, we're making sure that the people who need to be wearing the badges are the right people wearing the badges, and not just anybody looking for a paycheck, someone who's gun happy and wants to have the excuse to shoot without any consequence. Now, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of good cops. I've worked with them. I see them every day in my job. I'm not against any police officers. I am just against the ones that have a chip on their shoulder and feel it's their right to be judge, jury, and executioner of every perp that looks like me. So this is for, and I have a list of people. This is that, and there are thousands more. But this is for the Jamar Clark, And I apologize if I'm mispronouncing all these names, but this is for the Jamar Clarks out there, the Sean Bells, the Trayvon Martins, the Manuel Loggins Jr., the Kendra James, the Yvette Smith, the Natasha Kinney, Freddie Gray, Eric Gardner, John Crawford III, Michael Brown, Ezell Ford, Dante Parker, Michelle Cuso, Laquan McDonald, Tanisha Anderson, Aki Gurley, Tamir Rice, Rumaine Brisbane, Jermaine Reed, George Mann, Matthew Ajabe, Frank Smart, Natasha McKenna, Tony Robinson, Anthony Hill, Maya Hall, Philip White, Eric Harris, Walter Scott, William Chapman II, Alexia Christian, Brandon Glenn, Victor Manuel LaRosa, Jonathan Sanders, Freddie Blue, Joseph Mann. This is for Salvador Ellswood, Sandra Bland, Albert Joseph Davis. This is for Darius Stewart, Billy Ray Davis, Samuel DeBoss, Michael Sabby. This is for Brian Keith Day, Christian Taylor, Troy Robinson, Assam Farrell Manley, Felix Kumi. This is for Keith Harrison McCloyd, Junior Prosper, Lamontez Jones, Patterson Brown, Dominique Hutchinson. This is for Anthony Ashford. This is for Alonzo Smith. This is for Tyree Crawford, India Kager, Levante Biggs, Michael Lee Marshall, Richard Perkins. This is for Nathaniel Harris Pickett, Benny Lee Tenure, Miguel Espanol, Michael Knoll. This is for Kevin Matthews, Betty Jones. This is for Tonio Legrier, Keith Childress Jr. This is for Janet Wilson. This is for Randy Nelson, Antroni Scott, Wendell Celestine, David Joseph. This is for Kaylin Rockmore. This is for Deshaun Perkins. This is for Christopher Davis, Marco Loud, Peter Gaines, Tori Robinson, Darius Robinson, Kevin Hicks, Mary Truxillo, DeMarcus Simar, Willie Tillman. This is for Terrell Thomas, Seville Smith, Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Terrence Crutcher. This is for Paul O'Neill, Alteria Woods. This is for Jordan Edwards, Aaron Bailey, Ronell Foster. This is for Stephon Clark. This is for Antoine Rose II. This is for Botham John. This is for Pamela Turner. This is for Dominique Clayton, Antonia Jefferson. This is for Christopher Whitfield. This is for Christopher McCorvey. This is for Eric Reason. This is for Michael Lorenzo Dean. This is for Breonna Taylor. This is for George Floyd. This is for every black man. This is for every black man that has been ever pulled over. This is for every black man that has been killed. This is for every black man that has been lynched. This is for every black man that has walked by a white woman and they clenched their purse. This is for every father. This is for every black father. This is for every black son. This is for every black brother. This is for every black husband that has ever had a gun pulled on them just because they're black. This is for an end to injustice. This is for a change. This is for all the voices that have been muted. This is for everyone that has lost their life because there was nothing done. There was overlooked. And I praise God for social media, and I thank you for everyone who's out there that is going above and beyond, making sure that there is an awareness, both black, white, Chinese, Korean, Indian, Native American, Hispanic, Latina, Latinx, everybody. Everyone out there that is going out there and supporting on your Facebook page, your Periscopes, your Twitter, your Instagram, your YouTube, your TikTok, whatever the case may be. This is for each and every one of you that are standing up for this injustice. This is for everyone. And so what do we do about it? Because you know what? This is the end of the month. It's happening end of May. And 2020 has been crazy. 2020 has been full of so many just up and down, back and forth. And I want to make sure that I do my part. And I challenge you to do your part. I don't know what that is. I'm still in the works of trying to figure it out. What I do know is this. I'm going to do something. I think I'm going to start for the entire month of June. I'm going to get in my car. I'm going to drive to a local place, and I'm going to get a sign. I'm just going to walk up and down the road with my sign in a nonviolent protest to bring awareness. Because even here where I live, there's racism. May not be blatant, but it's there. And I think if we can pull our resources together, we can bring an awareness, because it's not just Atlanta. It's just not in New York. It's not just in Minneapolis. It's not just in Texas. It's not just in California. It's all over the world. And we have to do our part to bring justice to an injustice system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, for every day, I'm going to take maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. And I'm just going to walk with my sign up and down the road to bring an awareness to say, you know what? I'm for Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. But right now, Black lives are the one that are being affected the most. And so I want to make sure that I bring an awareness to this situation. Whether I get 1 or 1,000 doesn't really matter. I can go to bed knowing that I did my part. I encourage you to find out what you can do in your own special way. I think that we should be boycotting. I think we should be going after those businesses that are supporting the programs that are opposed to equality for and justice for blacks, for African Americans that look like me. I think we should do a blackout. I think that on every day for the entire month of June, from the hours of 12 to 1, that we stay off of social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Periscope, YouTube, Instagram, OnlyFans, whatever the case may be, to stay off of those sites for an hour to bring awareness that, you know what, if companies choose to be silent, then we're gonna go dark. We're gonna be silent. This is for all the lives that have been lost due to police brutality, due to injustice, due to people taking it in their own hands to execute men, black men and women in the street, and getting away with it, and justice not being done to the extent that it should be. This is for every black man, every black woman that was given a charge and their counterpart of a different color got less time in jail or got a less severe sentence than their black counterpart. This is for those times. So I'm going to make a point that I'm going to go up and down the road, and I'm going to take you on this journey with me. I encourage you that every day for the entire month of June, and I'm just getting started, because I don't want this to be a thing, oh, well, we thought about it today, and then tomorrow we're on to something else. The riots have been happening. We haven't even forgot about COVID-19. Everybody's focusing on the riots and this, that, and the other, and we've forgotten about COVID-19. We forgot about the bees. We forgot about the fires. We forgot about the floods, and we forgot about the locusts in Africa, and so we've forgotten about a lot of things. I don't want us to forget about this, because in a year, we'll be right back here with somebody else. But if we can make change today, let's make change today. Let's bring about something different. So I hope that in the next couple, after I finish this video, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to figure out, okay, what else can be done. I encourage you again, every day for the month of June, starting tomorrow, June 1st, from the hours of 12 to 1, go dark. No social media. Spread this message, share with everybody. I'm going to write up a list. I'm going to probably post it to my Instagram, post it to my Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. Put a list up. Here's a couple of things that I'm going to be doing. I would love for you to join with me. A few people can make a difference. A few people can make a difference, because this is for the lives that have been lost. So I'm going to go walking. I'm going to go make me a sign. I'm going to go walk up and down the road, see if I can do my part to bring an awareness to my local neighborhood. I'm going to protest. I'm going to go dark every day from 12 to 1 on social media. No Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter, no anything. No social media. I'm going dark. Then I think we're going to pick a day. We're going to pick a day, and that we're not going to shop at stores. We're going to focus on the big brands, Walmarts of the world. We're going to focus on those, and maybe Walmart Wednesday. We're not going to shop at Walmart on Wednesdays. Why? Because, and again, I have to do my fact checking, they support certain certain agendas in the world. They give money to certain agendas, and so that may be something I'll look into. I'm going to get more information to you about that. We got to be intentional. You got to do your part. Help out in any way that you can. Let's make a difference. Let's bring an awareness to the injustice, and this starts here. I'm all about bringing about change if it's for the right reasons. So if it's whatever it may be, Black Lives Matter, if it's anti-abortion rights, if it's violence against and domestic violence against battered women or children, child trafficking, I'm all for protesting against those things that bring harm to other people. I'm all about that. But right now, the matter at hand today is Black Lives Matter. And this is for my brother, my father, my son. This is for you.